Hello peeps, this is a little video about chain maintenance. This is the way I do things. It's by no means the gospel. We all have our own little ways of doing things, but it might help some of you beginners and novices. I'm sure the experts will know better, but anyway, so I've pieced together a few videos I've made in the past, and I've actually changed my mind the way I do things now. I will never use a split link again after a failure, which I did repair with a spare split link, but I don't want that to happen again.
It's very important to know when your chain is getting worn. Unlike my mate here, I picked this up on an early part of a ride. So this is a brand new chain with a brand new rear sprocket. Look how tight that is. This is the same brand new rear sprocket with a worn chain. See the slack? Now this is a worn sprocket with a worn chain. You can see what the problem is here. I have seen them much worse than this. I've seen where you could get your finger between the chain and the sprocket. But that's not the only problem. You want to check your rollers. These O-ring chains are so good. Check how tight they are. That's a new chain I'm checking. But you look at the worn one, the rollers are really loose. Now the rollers get loose, the pins wear, but usually the rollers will give up before the pins. Usually. Up to a few years ago I would always use a split link. Now here's a very worn example, but after a failure I vowed never to use one again. On the right I've got a DID chain, and on the left I've got a JT. They're both very worn, they're old chains, but as you get halfway up you can see how the JT stretched at least half a link already, and by the time you get to the end of the chain it's about 3/4 of a link, get maybe a bit more. It does pay to buy a good chain. I personally buy DID every time. And to get more life out of the chain I'll put 2 front sprockets on, unlike my mate here.
Because people saying, oh, you don't have to oil your chain, you can just run it. Yeah, of course you can. You don't have to oil it if you've got someone throwing chains at you like a works rider or motocross. Yeah, but if you want to look after your chains, oil the rollers. Don't worry about the O-rings. In fact, you can damage them by pressure washing them. But yeah, stick some oil on your rollers and that's good. Yeah, look after your chains. Get as much out of them as you can because they're not cheap now.